7 months ago, I made a video titled, I tried the sneaker reselling side hustle for 30 days. And that video got great response, right? It got over 55,000 views, tons of likes, tons of comment. People were really interested in the sneaker reselling business. And in that video, I pretty much talked about my results of selling sneakers, reselling sneakers from the outlets, different retail stores that I did for 30 days and kind of the results, how much money I made, how long I did it, how much time I spent doing so, and people loved it. And if you're new to the whole sneaker reselling business, I guess it's a $2 billion market today, and it's expected to be a $6 billion market here in the next 4 years by 2025, which is absolutely crazy. Tons of opportunity to be had. Due to the success of the video I posted 7 months ago about reselling sneakers, I figured, why not keep doing this side hustle for 6 months or more and see what type of results I can get long term? Because we've all seen all the videos here on YouTube. I tried the sneaker reselling side hustle for a day, a week. I did it for 30 days. But is this something that's going to be consistent? Is it short term? Is it saturated? What's the real deal with actually reselling sneakers that you can buy from the outlets and other retail stores? So that's what I'm here to bring you in this video. I did the sneaker reselling side hustle for about 7 months now. I have my results. I sold most of my sneakers through the Goat app and StockX. So I kind of want to break down how many pairs of shoes I sold, what type of numbers I brought in, and how much profit I made in this 7 months of just kind of dibbling and dabbling in the sneaker reselling side hustle. But first, if you saw my last video, enjoyed it, and are enjoying this video, please hit that subscribe button, that like button. It really helps out my channel and I'd greatly appreciate it. So basically, I want to get right down into the meat and bones of my sales. How much sales did I do on Goat? How much sales did I do on StockX? My total numbers for Goat is I sold 121 pairs of shoes for a total payout, right? This isn't the total amount of sales I did. This is how much money Goat paid me out for these 121 pairs of shoes. And the total number was $9,985.10 that got paid out to my bank account. Now, I was super surprised by Goat as a platform. I knew of StockX. I never really heard of Goat when I started doing this kind of side hustle. And to really hear that number, I'm almost at 10,000 in payouts, well over $10,000 in sales if you add in the fees that they charge, etc. I was super surprised and super happy because 7 months, I didn't really give this much time. $9,985.10 paid out to my bank account from just doing this as a side hustle was not really bad in my opinion. Now, StockX, I didn't sell as many pairs, but I did decent on there. It's a little bit harder to find shoes at the outlets that kind of go well on StockX. There's a lot more opportunity on Goat, I believe, if you're gonna be doing outlet flips. But I sold 31 pairs on StockX for a total of $2,829. So the problem with StockX is you have to have the box in perfect condition with the lids on it and all of that stuff. So if you're going to the outlets, a lot of the good sneakers I found were on those back walls or at the Nike clearance store where they rip the tops off the boxes. So the only option for me to sell those shoes was on Goat. So that's kind of why you're seeing a more dominant number from Goat. Again, if these shoes had the full box and everything, they most definitely could have been sold on StockX as well. But that's the great thing about Goat, right? You can sell shoes without the box, with half the box. If the box top is ripped off, you can sell them like that. So there's a lot more opportunity, in my opinion, if you're doing outlet, Ross, Marshalls, all those stores to sell on Goat versus StockX. So the total numbers between StockX and Goat were $12,814.10. Total pairs sold was 152, and estimated profit margin was about 25% of the gross sales that came in. So my average profit between all the sales was $3,203. Now, based on my estimates and kind of going back looking at how much I paid for shoes, doing all the numbers over the last 7 months, I averaged about a 50% return on my investment. So for every $100 I invested into sneakers, I made $50 in profit back. I found that to be pretty consistent across the board. Now, I definitely did have those home run sneakers. I had some cleats that I bought for $70 and got paid out over $200 on Goat. I'll pop them up right here on the screen. They're like Nike Mercurial, some special cleats that got returned to the outlets. I picked them up and sold them. So obviously I almost tripled my money on those. But average across the board over the last 7 months, I averaged about a 50% return on my investment. Now, I definitely could have bought a lot more slow moving shoes, but my goal with this side hustle is to make quick cash, quick flip. So most of the shoes I bought, I didn't hold them for more than 30 days. They all sold mostly within 30 days from the purchase date. So definitely if I was doing this more as a full-time thing, I would definitely be buying a lot more shoes that are a little bit slower moving, just so I can build up that inventory and build up those sales. So if you want to know how much time I dedicate into this side hustle, I'd say maybe 15 hours a month, maybe 10. I'd say more like 10. So let's just say maybe 90 hours total at the high end. I'm already at the outlets a lot because that's how I source inventory for my Amazon business in some cases. But if we break down $3,200 in profit, and I'd say 90 hours at the max I've spent on this side hustle in the last 7 months, I made well over $35 to $45 an hour, if you want to put it that way, even though I was already at the outlets doing my other thing. But that's kind of a realistic number I think you could get as a side hustle, $30 an hour, $40 an hour doing this. Again, it's going to be different for everyone in different states, depending on how many resellers are in your area, how many outlets you have. If you live in an area where you have 10 outlets that you can hit, I only have really like 2 outlets in my area that are within decent driving distance that I could hit up. And again, I didn't spend that much time, so just adding an extra $30, $35 an hour side hustle wasn't bad in my opinion. Now, is this a legit side hustle? I'd say so. 7 months, I barely spent any time out of my regular schedule doing this, just here and there. Some weeks I wouldn't do it at all. Some weeks I'd go shopping a couple times. But I was super happy, $30, $40 an hour on average. I'd say for anyone that's looking for a side hustle, that's a pretty legitimate side hustle. Again, you have to have money to start this side hustle just because you have to buy inventory. But if you're someone who has a couple $1,000 saved up and you want an extra side hustle, get some extra income coming in, I do believe the sneaker reselling side hustle could be a great option for you. Could you do this full time? In my opinion, I don't know. You'd probably have to diversify off of StockX, go and just learn more platforms, do some online arbitrage and stuff like that, take lower margin products. I don't know if I'd want to do it full time. I kind of just like cherry picking those high profit shoes, but I definitely know people that do this full time. They work a ton of hours though. So if you're someone who wanted to do this full time, it'd be a lot of hard work. You'd have to make a lot of connections and you just really have to learn the game well. So that's my overview of the sneaker reselling side hustle, a 7-month journey. Wanted to give you guys a more realistic long-term view of the side hustle versus, the day or 30 days or 7 weeks. 7 months is a good amount of time to really test something, and I think this business model really proved itself. And to be honest, I'd say 75% of these sales came within the last 2.5 months. So I definitely could have sold a lot more if I put more effort into it, but I didn't. I'm running other businesses full time, so I don't really have the time to do it, but I figured why not do it, make this cool video for you guys, because a lot of you guys were super interested in my last video, and I greatly appreciate all of you that watched it. Now, I was thinking of actually buying a bot to try to bot sneakers online. Some of you might be familiar with that, some of you might not, but essentially a bot is kind of like, it helps you get a ton of pairs on the new sneaker releases. You're gonna make smaller margins in most cases, but I've seen kids getting 100 pairs of a shoe release. I was thinking about doing it, maybe not. I think it might make for great content here on this channel. So if that's something you'd be interested in seeing me trying, is sneaker botting, let me know down in the comment section below. But that's gonna wrap it up for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I really had fun doing this side hustle for you guys. And other than that, I'll see you on the next video.